Hello girls, good morning. So today I'm going to talk on the topic animal cell. I think everyone know what is animal cell. Okay. So basically there are two types of cells. Okay. So there are basically two types of cells. Okay. So what are they? Prokaryotic cell, and next eukaryotic cell. Okay, so what is prokaryotic cell and what is eukaryotic cell? How we can differentiate them? So prokaryotic cell, here we can say the cell without nucleus. The cell without nucleus. Right? So what example can give for this prokaryotic cell? So the organisms which have these kind of cells are called prokaryotic organisms. Okay. So what those prokaryotic organisms? Example we can give a bacteria. Understood? So now we are talking about the eukaryotic cell. Okay. So this eukaryotic cell, we can say the cell with nucleus. Okay. So these kind of cell, the organism have these kind of cell, we can call them as eukaryotic organisms. Okay, eukaryotic organisms. Okay, so example what can give? Even we also come under this, right? So example, animal cell, animals, plants, fungi. Even protista also come under the eukaryotic organisms. Kingdom protista. Okay. So I think you have understood there are basically two types of cells. Okay, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. So prokaryotic cell means the cell without nucleus. Okay, so these kind of cell that organisms have, we can call them as prokaryotic organisms. Example we can give as bacteria. Here the eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell, the cell with nucleus. Okay, so the organism or the individual have these kind of eukaryotic cell are called as eukaryotic organisms. So example, animals, plants, fungi and protista. Understood? So these are the two types of cells. Now we'll discuss the bacterial cell later. Okay, and now I'm going to start the animal cell. Okay, so if there is a difference between the animal cell and plant cell also. Okay, so I will show the animal cell first. Okay, then later we'll explain about the plant cell, then later we'll go to the bacteria. So now we'll discuss about the animal cell today. Okay, animal cell. So basically the animal cell, it might be oval shape or round shape. Okay, so we can draw. I think you can see here. Okay, so this is the animal cell. Okay, it might be oval shape or round shape. Okay, so now I'm drawing like this. This is the animal cell. Here the animal cell centrally located, it have centrally located nucleus. Okay, so the animal cell have centrally located nucleus. This nucleus is double membrane. Okay, so this nucleus is double membrane. Actually we discussed the prokaryotic cell without nucleus. we are discussing the animal cell with the nucleus. Basically there is only one nucleus, single nucleus. Okay, so the eukaryotic organisms will have cell only with single nucleus. Okay, so these single nucleus have double membrane. Okay, here you can see the centrally located nuclear membrane, double membrane. Okay, so here in nucleus there is a liquid or a jelly type structure or a matter which is present. We can call them as nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm. Okay, so what we call this? Nuclear membrane. Nuclear double membrane we can write here. Okay, nuclear double membrane, and inside the jelly type structure we call, or that matter we call as nucleoplasm. Okay, so here I have drawn nuclear membrane by giving some pores here. Okay, by leaving some pores here. So what those pores is called as? These pores are also called as nucleopore. Nucleopore. Okay, and also in this jelly type structure there is a dark stained body or a structure is called as nucleolus. Okay, nucleolus. So inside the nucleus there is also present a thread like structures. Okay, or filamentous structures are present, which is called as chromatin fibers, which consisting basically the genetic material. Okay, this thread like chromatin fibers which stores the genetic material. What is called as chromatin fibers. Okay, chromatin fibers. So here these everything whatever here we have written is completely we call it as nucleus, right? So here this is the animal cell. It might be oval shape or round shape. Okay, so this animal cell centrally there is a presence of nucleus with a double membrane. Okay, so that we call here the nuclear double membrane with the nucleopore. Okay, so there is a pores which present in the membrane we call as nucleopore. So inside we see, inside the nucleus there is a presence of jelly matter we call as nucleoplasm. Okay, so in that nucleoplasm there is a dark stained body is also present we call as nucleolus. Okay, and other we can also find here the thread like structures which are present are called chromatin fibers, which actually stores the genetic material. Okay, which later contains to form a chromosomes. Okay, so this is about the centrally located nucleolus. Now if we see here the nuclear membrane, and here we have drawn here this structure. What is this structure called? It is the plasma membrane. Okay, the cell is covered by a layer that is called as, or the membrane we call as plasma membrane. Okay, plasma membrane. Okay, so actually this plasma membrane is made up of carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, right? So later in the next class we'll discuss detail about this plasma membrane also. Okay, so this is the outer covering for the cell. Okay, so here this is the plasma membrane and this is the nuclear membrane. In between this nuclear membrane and plasma membrane there is another a liquid or a jelly type structure which is present in between nuclear membrane and plasma membrane. There is a liquid or a jelly type of structure or a matter which is present is called cytoplasm. What it is called? Cytoplasm. So inside the cytoplasm we can find cell organelles. What we call cell organelles. I think you know about the cell organelles also, like a mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, lysosomes. Okay, so all this we call as cell organelles. Okay, so here basically eukaryotic cells have membrane bound cell organelles, but the prokaryotic cell doesn't have the membrane bound cell organelles. Remember it. Okay, so don't be confused. In the next class I will also explain you the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Okay, by that you can get a clarity. Okay, what is prokaryotic cell and what is eukaryotic cell. So now we are discussing the animal cell now. So this is the cytoplasm which present in between the nuclear membrane and plasma membrane. So in this cytoplasm, what we can find here, we can find the membrane bound cell organelles. Okay, so first we are drawing here the membrane bound cell organelles. First type of cell organelle I am drawing here is endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, here which I am drawing is endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so here we can also say here this is the endoplasmic reticulum, right? Endoplasmic reticulum. So upon this endoplasmic reticulum we can find a small structures like sand grains on this membrane. Okay, so like sand grains, there is a structures present on this membrane of endoplasmic reticulum which are called ribosomes. Okay, so here we can also say the endoplasmic reticulum is two types based on the presence and absence of these ribosomes. Here I said these ribosomes are present on the nuclear membrane here. Okay, so this type of endoplasmic reticulum is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Here the ribosome doesn't present on this endoplasmic reticulum, so it is smooth. We can say simply here, if something is present on the skin, then we can say it is rough, right? So same like this here, the endoplasmic reticulum membrane also have a ribosomes here. Okay, so due to presence of ribosomes on the membrane of the endoplasmic reticulum, we can call it as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Here this endoplasmic reticulum doesn't have any ribosomes, so it is smooth. So we can simply call smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Simply we can give abbreviation like SER. Okay, did you getting? So smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So how many cell organelles we have completed? Endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, which is two types like smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. And also we have find the ribosomes on the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so the main function of these ribosomes is protein synthesis. Individually in the next classes, individually one cell organelle will discuss in detail. Okay, so here now we are drawing the Golgi complex. Okay, so Golgi complex is also called as Golgi body. Okay, so here the structure Golgi complex we can draw accordingly. Here Golgi complex structure, if you see, it has two faces like a concave face and convex face. Okay, so concave face will be faced towards the plasma membrane, convex will be faced towards nuclear membrane. Okay, so this is the Golgi complex, also called as Golgi body or also called Golgi apparatus. Okay, it will be lie just near to the nuclear membrane. Okay, and their convex side will be or concave side will be faced towards plasma membrane. Here next what we have to draw, what is remained here, the mitochondria. Okay, so you have know the mitochondria very well, I think. mitochondria, which is we can also call as powerhouse of the cell. Okay, powerhouse of the cell. Why we say power? So mitochondria is acting as a house for storing the energy, which release or which produce energy, ATP. So that's why we call powerhouse of the cell. Which inside chamber will have a folded structures we call crista. Okay, and filled with the matrix here. Okay, so this is the mitochondria. Then next, a single bond membrane which is enclosed with the small structures inside, which are called as lysosomes. Okay, lysosomes, which are also called as suicidal bags. Okay, why they called suicidal bags? Everything in the detail we'll discuss in the next class when we'll discuss individual cell organelle. Okay, so this is what mitochondria. Girls, I think you are understand whatever I have told till now. Okay, so this is the cell organelles: endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, lysosomes, Golgi body, mitochondria. Okay, so next, the important structure the animal cell which have. Okay, so that important structure now we are going to discuss is doesn't have or doesn't present in the plant cell. Okay, so what is that important structure? Centrioles. Okay, the centrioles won't present in the plant cell. Here the centriole is two rod-like structures. That means the structure will be like a right angle to the structure. Okay, that means one will be like a vertical, one will be like a horizontal structure. Okay, so there are two centrioles. Okay, two rod-like centrioles will be present. Okay, the main function of this centriole is the cell division. Okay, which will help in the cell division. So here we are drawing the centriole. One is vertically and one is horizontal. Okay, so these centrioles are also surrounded by a central peripheral tubules. Okay, 9 central peripheral tubules. Okay, so this entire structure we can call it as centrosome. Okay, centrosome. Now what is remained in the animal cell? There is also present vacuoles. Okay, vacuoles have different functions. Okay, which present in the animal cell. Okay, there is another structure we call as cytoskeleton. Okay, normally these cytoskeletons are rod-like structures which is made up of microtubules. Okay, so this is the cytoskeletal structures. Cytoskeletal structures. What is the function of the cytoskeletal structures? Actually, the cytoskeletons will act as will give a strength. Actually, the cytoskeletal structures will give strength to the cell, or it will give the framework to the cell. Okay, so this is the entire animal cell. Okay, so here we'll revise once again. So there is basically two types of cells: prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Okay, prokaryotic cell, the cell without nucleus. So example we can say the bacteria. Okay, the prokaryotic organisms, example bacteria. Eukaryotic cell, the cell with nucleus. Okay, so the cell with the nucleus, this type of cell which have that individuals we call as eukaryotic organisms. Okay, so example for the eukaryotic organisms are animals, plants, fungi, protista. Okay, so next we have discussed the animal cell here detail. So animal cell, it might be oval shape or round shape. Okay, so this animal cell it will be oval or round in shape. When we see the animal cell is covered by a plasma membrane, okay, which is made up of carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, okay. And next, if we see inside the cell, centrally located nucleus will be present, that is double membrane nucleus, okay. So here we have seen the detailed structure of the nucleus here, nuclear membrane, that is double membrane, and the nucleus membrane consisting of pores we call nucleopore, okay. So inside the nucleus there is a presence of jelly or fluid like a matter that we call as nucleoplasm. And next, if we see, there is a dark stained body is also present in the nucleus called as nucleolus, okay. So there is another substance or structures which are present are chromatin fibers, which actually stores the genetic material. Next, if we see the plasma membrane and nuclear membrane, in between these two membranes there is a presence of a jelly or fluid like a structure, okay, which is called cytoplasm, okay. So in the cytoplasm we can find the membrane bound cell organelles which are not present in the prokaryotes but present in animal cell, okay. So first we have seen that endoplasmic reticulum, okay. So endoplasmic reticulum basically two types based on ribosomes, presence of ribosomes. So the ribosomes which have this endoplasmic reticulum which have the ribosomes on it membrane, so we can call them as rough endoplasmic reticulum or RER, okay. The endoplasmic reticulum which doesn't have the ribosomes, then we can call them as endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, so we can call them SER, okay. So next to it we have discussed about the Golgi body, Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex, okay. So this Golgi complex will have two phases like concave side and convex side. So the concave side which face towards the plasma membrane, okay, and they have a bulged vesicles, okay. So here next mitochondria is also located in the cytoplasm, which actual function is to produce energy, okay. So next we discuss the single bond membrane which filled with the small structures inside we call as lysosomes, okay. Next to it we have discussed the centrioles, the important structure in the cell. The centrioles if not present there is no division which takes place, okay. So these centrioles won't present in the plant cell, okay. Then how the cell division takes place in plant without the centriole we'll discuss when discussing about the plant cell, okay. So next the structures are cytoskeletal structures which are made up of microtubules, okay. So here these cytoskeletal structures will give structure to the cell as well as framework for the cell, okay. So this is about the animal cell. Then tomorrow we'll discuss about the plant cell, okay. Thank you. Hope you all understood this.